town is in Ashen Cross near Looe. The nearest village is Plint, and there you will find a good pub, a tea rooms, butchers and convenience store. It's about 3 miles to Looe with its abundance of cafes, shops and restaurants, and roughly the same distance to the quaint fishing village of Polperro. Talon Bay is only 10 minutes drive or 30 minutes walk away, and that's home to a beautiful seaside cafe overlooking the bay where you can dine in a beach hut watching the stand-up paddleboarders and kayakers. The oldest part of the house, which is the middle section, dates back to the 1500s. It was originally part of the Trelawney estate, but it's been converted over the last 6 years and extended either side to create a large 4-bedroom house which has 3.5 acres of land and 2 self-contained holiday cottages. Now, although the front door is here, the current owners use the side door most, so that's where we'll go in. So you come in via the conservatory, and there are double doors in there that open straight out onto the garden. It's a great place to bring pets in as well, so that you don't have to bring them straight into the reception dining room. The kitchen has loads of units and the lovely range over there, which is oil fired, and it heats the hot water, central heating, and makes this room really nice and toasty in the winter. We've also got a dining room in the kitchen itself, as well as the dining room, which is just through here. So this is the oldest part of the house, so you can see all the old stonework on the walls there and the nice feature beams above me. The front door is just in front of me over there, and so you have this nice reception area as well as the separate dining table. The open fire is still working, so it's lovely to have that feature there. And then the double doors open out onto the living room, and in there it's a really big living room, and you have the wood burning stove, and again another set of double doors opening onto the garden. All the bedrooms are upstairs, so that's where we'll head next. So all the lovely stonework continues upstairs, and then we get to this sunroom which overlooks the garden and also has far-reaching countryside views. At this end we have a single room which has bunk beds, and it's also being used as an office at the moment. And then opposite there is a double which is beautifully decorated, and it's ensuite with a toilet and sink in there. But next to that is the family bathroom with a shower over the bath. And then another double which has the feature stonework and that lovely window that virtually goes from floor to ceiling. And finally the master bedroom. So it's a very grand room, there's so much space, you have the vaulted ceilings, there's a walk-in wardrobe, and then a clever use of storage above there as well. It's ensuite with a large walk-in shower, nice stone tiles in there, and the views are so beautiful, they're far-reaching, and you can look right over the gardens and the field, and that's where we'll go next. The current owners have divided up the garden so they have their own private area. It has a patio and lawn, and then a wilder section with a path that meanders through. And behind there's also an area where you can grow vegetables and keep bees. Then there is the designated area for the holiday makers, and there are a few surprises in the garden there to keep them entertained. Behind that you have a large open field which is currently used for the holiday makers to exercise their dogs. And you'll see the shepherd's house at the top of the field, and there is potential there maybe to have a little eco home that you could rent out subject to the relevant permissions, and of course with all of that space you could maybe fit a couple more there. To the left of the field there's a path that goes through the trees and then opens out onto this big lake. The lake was created to make the most of the natural springs that meet at the bottom of the valley here, and the ducks followed me down the path, and you can just see them in front of me here. In the lake you have koi carp, roach and rudd, some of them weighing about 10 pounds, and you can see them swimming around here. There's also a summer house here and another one the other side of the lake to make the most of the sun at various times of the day. And one of the summer houses has electricity and a little wood burner in there, and the current owners fill the fridge in there with beers and wine for the holiday makers. The holiday cottages have been let by the current owners for 5 years and 8 years prior to that. So you have lots of repeat bookings and an established business that you can build upon if you want to. The first of the cottages is called the Court. It has an open plan living, kitchen, dining room, a feature electric fire but also central heating. And then there's a king size bed in there and also an ensuite with walk-in shower. Between the two cottages you have the laundry room, and then the second cottage is called the Owl. In there, again, it's an open plan living, kitchen, dining room, but you have the high ceilings in there and it's a bit bigger than the first cottage. Again, it has a king-size bed and an ensuite, but this time with a shower over the bath. And both the cottages have their own courtyard garden in addition to being able to use the garden at the back of the house. But of course, if you didn't want to rent the cottages out, you just have the luxury of all of this land surrounded by countryside and so close to the sea.